And even though today won't count in the standings, still such an exciting day in the NBA, watching the teams take the court for the first time. When it comes to versatile scorers, Carmelo Anthony right there at the top of the list.
Yes, he's a big body guy, loves to play inside, loves to play outside. He can post up, loves to operate on that pinch post, has gotten better as a three-point shooter. You can't take everything away from this guy. You got to give something up.
He can certainly be a handful, that's for sure. So is Kevin Harlan. It's your turn.
It's an All-Eastern Conference matchup, and today's game as the Knicks come into town for this one. Thanks for tuning in, everyone, to this broadcast of NBA basketball. I'm Kevin Harlan. And with me today, Steve Kerr, Clark Kellogg, and our sideline reporter, Doris Burke. And so off the tip, it's New York. All right, let's set the floor, courtesy of Gatorade. All fueled up and ready to go. And New York, looking at who they've got. Melo is the 3, Amari is at the 4. Calderon and Smith are the 1 and the 2. And it's D'Alembert in at the center position. And that one's good. Anthony's got the opening field goal of the game for New York.
How in the world did they let him get that wide open?
You got to give the front office a lot of credit with the Pacers for what they put together.
Without question, Kevin. You know, prevailing wisdom in the NBA was that to compete, you needed to either be a big market free agent destination or kind of tank for high draft picks. The Pacers kind of did it their own way, building solidly and steadily through the draft and with smart, true free agent acquisitions. The biggest one being David West a few years back.
And so it's the Knicks getting on the board first. Stoudemire kicks to Calderon. From 15 feet away, the shot by Anthony, no good. On defense, New York. It's a three-point game. Tipped away. Smith, the pass to Calderon. The baseline J. And that one's good.
Intelligent passing there to make that hoop possible.
And now, just over a minute played here in the first. Moments ago, our Doris Burke had a chance to catch up with the coach, Frank Vogel. Doris?
They'll have their hands full with the Knicks in this one, and I asked him how he planned on playing them. He told me they have some big names. Melo, Kidd, Amare, the list goes on. I think we can beat them with our depth, though. The deeper into the benches each team goes, the better advantage we'll have. We'll see if his bench backs up his remarks, guys.
Thanks again, Doris. Now Calderon. George Hill missing on the 3. Calderon with it. D'Alembert sets a screen for Calderon. The wide open look here for Anthony, and it's Anthony again missing. Stuckey against Smith. Hibbert with the screen on him. Hill dishes to Hibbert. Excellent D there from Stoudemire. New York's gone 1 of 2 from long range in the first quarter. Calderon with it. He's picked up by Hill. Calderon kicks to Stoudemire. Feeds it to Smith. George against Anthony. 4 on the shot clock. That's good. Anthony's got 5 points so far.
Well, he's off to a good start, and he's a guy who we know. I mean, if he gets going early, he can give you problems all day.
West setting the pick for Hill. There's the dish to West. It's back to Hill to end the run. The shot's good on the assist by West. Hill's got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3. The Knicks leading by 4. Now about 3 minutes gone in the first quarter. Shot from 12. A second chance effort. A shot by D'Alembert, no good.
He was right there, but the defensive pressure forced that miss.
Well contested. That really made it a tough shot.
Hill with it. Now Smith defending. Hill against Smith. Out to Stuckey. And again, it's the Pacers from deep.
And a lot of times, these first quarters seems to dictate how big of a role he plays later on, and he's off to the good start.
Calderon kicks to Smith. Back to Calderon. Passes it to Smith. Dishes it to Calderon. Trying to answer back, but that three is off the mark. Outside, George. He feeds it to Hibbert. Back to George. Pass to West. From 10 feet out, here's Hibbert. And the go-ahead bucket, no good. The Knicks have gotten 3 of 8 shots to fall for them here in the first quarter. Calderon with him. He's picked up by Hill. New York moving it around. Here's Dallenberg. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up and 2 shots coming up.
Samuel Dallenberg, a 6'11" shot blocker and rebounder. His numbers are solid, but he seems to have a way of wearing out his welcome with coaches. You notice he's played for 5 teams in the last 5 seasons.
And last season, Dallenberg, a bit of a stopgap for Dallas. He faced his share of critiques from Coach Carlin regarding conditioning clock and fouls.
In addition to that, somewhat turnover prone too, Kevin. He can pick up careless fouls as well, but when you're an athletic 6'11" and can make free throws and finish around the basket, you'll always have a home in the NBA.
Dallenberg, 2 free throws. Pacers trail by 3. Now the pass to Hibbert. The feed to George. Hill kicks to George. Hill against Calderon. And it's Hill penetrating. And the call will be against George Hill. That's his first foul.
Well, I love it. He gets there first, absorbs the contact. Nice play defensively.
No flop there. He took that one right in the chest.
The Knicks leading by 3. Smith outside. Calderon in the corner. The 3. And the shot is good. Calderon's got 5 now.
No, he's going to keep banging those home if you give him that much space.
Indiana's gone 2 or 3 from deep so far in this game. West a screen on him. Back to George. And so it looks like the Pacers will retain possession here.
Boy, that pass was in the air a long time.
Long enough for him to get a finger on it anyway and send it out of bounds.
Pacers trail by 6. 6 to shoot. Stuckey drives inside. And that one's good. He has 5.
That's a nice play there. The more contributors this team can get, the better.
Calderon against Hill. Calderon passes to Carmelo. Dallenberg with the screen on George. Anthony's shot is off.
No excuses there. Got a really good look at the basket after being freed up by the kick.
We say it all the time. The execution was excellent. The result not as good, but good ball movement anyway.
Now here's Stuckey. Paul George unable to get his shot to go. Hill against Calderon. Hill dishes to West. And Dallenberg pulls it down. Dallenberg's got his 4th rebound in this one. Calderon kicks to Dallenberg. Anthony against Hibbert. Here's Stoudemire. Second shot opportunity. And here's George. Looking for his first basket still in this one. Hibbert with a screen for Hill. And he makes good on the way.
Really aggressive play, taking it to the rim against the big man.
Tell you what, I love that fearless attitude.
And the Knicks decide to take their first time out here.
Well, for Paul George, a big leap forward last season, up to scoring dramatically, and now in his 5th season. He's not quite a superstar yet. That seems to be his trajectory.
The Knicks with the lead. Here's Calderon. 5 points in the game. He dishes it to D'Alembert. It's stolen by Hill. Now here's Hill. The fast break opportunity. Stuckey passes to Hill. Back to Stuckey. Here's Hibbert. And Samuel D'Alembert picks up the foul. Mahaney's checked in for Roy Hibbert. And a switch here also for New York. Shumpert is checked in for D'Alembert. Here's West. That ball's nice speed that time from Jordan. West has got it all tied up now for the Pacers. New York's gone 2 of 4 from beyond the arc to start the game. Anthony right side. Sinks that one from the post. Anthony's got 7.
Very well done. He is a confident, dynamic scorer.
The Pacers have gone just a shade under 50% from the field. 5 of 11. West to screen on Calderon. Hill, no good. New York shooting in this first quarter around 38%. They're looking a bit creaky out there. Smith's shot is good.
How about the passing? They are moving the ball without any thought, without any agenda.
It's hard to overstate all the points they've scored on assists today. Beautiful to watch.
Here's Hill. J.R. Smith making his last shot. Hill drives in, and he drops in the layup off the glass. He has 7.
He's having quite the quarter here, guys. I mean, shooting the ball extremely well.
Now here's Calderon. He has 5. And out of bounds as the Pacers gain possession.
Now, severe lack of awareness on his part. He had no idea he was near the out-of-bounds line.
So an entirely new group in now for Indiana. Luis Scola, he's checked in for West. Chris Copeland comes in for George. C.J. Miles, he's checked in for Rodney Stuckey. And it's Watson in for George Hill. Then for the Knicks, Jason Smith, he's checked in for Stoudemire. Hardaway comes in for Smith. And it's Pablo Prigioni in for Jose Calderon. Here's Copeland. It's stolen by Smith. And a fast break now for New York. Shumpert dishes to Smith. And again, it's New York. Pacers trail by 4. Now Watson. He kicks it to Scola. It's Miles atop the key. Some nice passing here by Indiana. Lock at 6. The kick out to Scola. The fadeaway. It's good, and Watson picking up the assist. Here's Prigioni. They set the pick. Outside Hardaway. Kicks it to Smith. Just 5 to shoot. Played in with a nice touch off the glass. And the Knicks lead by 4. The Pacers have gone an even 50% from the field. They are 7 of 14 for the game.
And the Knicks last season regressing dramatically at both ends of the floor. I was really surprised more by how they struggled offensively.
Here is Miles. Quiet so far offensively, searching for his first points of the game.
And they forced the miss with that good defensive rotation. They're playing well together as a unit.
Now here's Shumpert. There's 1:40 left here in the opening quarter. New York needs to get off a shot. Hardaway, that's a 2-pointer. And there's another one for the Knicks.
And for the Knicks, I think they've been at their best with Melo playing at the power forward position. Last season, they played him a lot more at small forward. His scoring went down, and so did their offense.
Here is Watson. Pass to Miles. Takes a 3. And again, it's the Pacers from deep.
The defense sagged off, and they did not hesitate to rise up and bury that 3.
New York calls timeout. And for the Knicks, big money committed to Bargnani and Stoudemire at that 4 position. Is that reason enough to slide Melo back to the three?
Boy, I think he's most potent and effective when he's playing the four. He's got such an advantage with his quickness and ability to step out and make threes, and his strength. Defensively, he gives up a bit, but he's grown in that area. So, boy, I'd like to see Melo still be able to man that four position more than he plays the three.
New York leading by 3. The drive by Anthony. Hangs in midair and converts on the double clutch layup. Anthony's got 9.
That's a perfect up and under there. That's textbook.
Watson with it. No scoring yet from him, but that's likely to change. Feeds it to Scola. And here's Watson. 6 to shoot. Here's Shumpert. They get it again.
The offense just getting right to the rim, but at least they saved the layup with the foul.
That's old school basketball rules. I mean, at the end of the day, no easy layup. Earn it from the line.
Jason Smith is a really good player, but he's had some tough luck with injuries recently between the torn labrum in his shoulder back in 2013 and then a knee issue last season. He's only managed to play 82 games over the last 2 years.
And the first one at the line is good. And Jason Smith, a valuable pick-and-pop big man who's also a strong finisher inside. Some nice versatility offensively.
I'd agree, and defensively, he's able to get off of his feet and block some shots, too. So he's a really quality big guy.
Smith hits them both.
The Pacers went with an almost entirely new bench last season. It had been a major weakness for the team in 2012-13. The bench was much improved, and you've got to have that to be able to compete at your highest level, no doubt.
Here is Watson. He's been patient so far, nothing yet on the scoreboard. And he takes it in for the layup off a very nice feed.
They are really doing a nice job establishing a presence inside early.
And that's going to open things up for them on the perimeter going forward, Clark.
And Prigioni kicks to Anthony. The high post shot. That's good on the jump shot. Anthony's got 11.
He's definitely got that shot in his arsenal.
Watson up top. That misses. Would have counted had it gone in. And we reached the end of the first quarter. It's the Knicks. They're up by 7. And we'll be back with you right after this. And now the second quarter just getting set to start. All right, we'll take a look now at how the points have been generated so far. A scoring breakdown for the Knicks.
And some great drives to the bucket for them to this point, guys.
You know, another factor in their offense so far has been their ability to convert and score off turnovers.
Pacers trail by 7, and New York looking at who they've got. Jason Smith is out there with D'Alembert. Then there's Hardaway. Then it's Pablo Prigioni. And it's Shumpert in at the small forward position.
That time the defenders were a little lazy getting to him.
Here's Prigioni. He's covered by Watson. Screen by Smith. Prigioni passes to Shumpert. 6 to shoot. Banked in off the glass. Shumpert's got the lead up to 7 now for the Knicks.
Man, a gaping hole in the defense that time, and he didn't waste any time getting through it.
George against Shumpert. And George, here we go. Knocked away. It's stolen by Iman Shumpert. Here's Prigioni. Here's Hardaway. Scola with the rebound.
I thought he rushed it a little bit, guys, because he had a clean look, just lost his focus.
George dishes to Scola. Now Watson. Offside George. And 2 free throws coming up as he misses that one. Drawing the whistle and a lot of contact there. And it's going to go on Iman Shumpert.
You have to wonder, as we've seen Paul George go from good to great and then from great to fantastic the last couple of seasons, what's his ceiling? I mean, with his size and skill set, there's very little that he can't do on the floor.
Well, Clark, for Paul George, it's incredible to think that he was taken as late as he was in the draft. But as you said earlier, his ceiling is through the roof, and he's right up there with LeBron and KD as the best threes in the game.
Yeah, I agree with you there, man. Really nice to watch his development because he's made progress each year. It'll take an incredible amount of hard work for him to surpass either of those two in the grand scheme of things, but I wouldn't doubt anything when it comes to Paul George's ceiling. It's just going to be a matter of his commitment to the work and staying focused on realizing his tremendous God-given ability.
Now here's Calderon. He has 5. Hardaway kicks to Calderon. Fades away. And the shot clock expires. 24-second violation. Pacers trail by 5. From the sideline, let's catch up with Doris Burke.
Well, guys, David West is one of the most consistent guys in the entire NBA. Not only with his production, but with his demeanor on a team. As Coach Frank Vogel said, West has poise and composure. He's our rock. There's no other way to put it. He's a leader for them, Kevin, on and off the court.
Steady vet. Thank you, Doris.
Yeah, one of the savviest players you'll see, no doubt.
Now here is Hill. He has 7. Hill left side. The dish to Hibbert. No luck. Excellent D there from Stoudemire. New York leading by 5. Hardaway passes to Stoudemire. George against Hardaway. And it's Rodney Stuckey with the foul. Stoudemire dishes to Calderon. Stoudemire kicks to Calderon. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Shot from free throw range. And he hits the jump shot. Calderon's got 7.
Well, he can squeeze himself into the box score every now and then.
Here is Stuckey. 5 points in the game. They really want to find that igniter here.
Yeah, that's right. Kevin, the offense has basically been running in place.
They got to get going. Now here's Stuckey. 7-point differential. And once again off the mark by Indiana. Stoudemire setting the pick for Calderon. Out to Hardaway. This one for 3. Can't get it to go. And Indiana will come the other way. Back to George. Passes to Stuckey. Here's Hibbert. And good coming on the assist by Rodney Stuckey. Hibbert's got his first 2 points.
You know, that's been a big part of their offense in the early stages. I mean, their success working the ball inside and getting points from close range, right at the rim.
And I would continue to do it. You know, force the defense to maybe send a double team. Now you've got other options to work with offensively.
Now here's Hardaway. Calderon, no good.
He hit a three in the first, but so far has been unable to capitalize here in this quarter.
Hill kicks to Hibbert. From the left block, he sends it through. Now it's just a 3-point New York lead. New York's gone 0-2 from deep here in the second. Smith the pass to Stoudemire. Calderon up top. Dishes it to Hardaway. Clock at 6. Calderon against Hill. And Hill with the block. And they get it back. And the shot clock expires. 24-second violation. And it's the Pacers with the ball. Their defense has only allowed 4 points in the quarter. West a screen on Calderon. Hill drives in. It's rebounded by New York.
Well, he won't miss many of those, especially with the defender not in the best of positions there.
Roy Hibbert, one of the premier defensive big men in the game, among the league's top shot blockers. He anchored the #1 defense in the NBA.
And that one falls for Hibbert.
And Hibbert has really become the league's foremost practitioner of the rule of verticality, the straight-up denial at the rim or in the paint. Being able to contest shots effectively without fouling. And because he's so big, that huge frame allows him to absorb contact and disrupt shots around the basket without even touching the ball sometimes.
And as officials become more aware of Hibbert's game, Steve, they're letting him play.
Well, and he still reminds the officials before every game. He says, hey, I'm going straight up tonight. Coach Vogel echoing that. He says he's the best in the league at the verticality rule. He says, let's honor that.
The screenplay worked ideally there, and I'm not talking about the screenplay you see in a movie theater. Gave him more than enough room to get that shot off.
Now here's Stuckey. Indiana moving the ball around. West dishes to George. Just 5 to shoot. Takes it off the glass.
Not much the defense can do once he gets to the bucket.
The Knicks with the lead. Right side Hardaway. He feeds it to Calderon. Shot clock at 5. From the line, and he gets the jumper to drop. Calderon's got 4 points in the quarter.
You know, that part of the floor, guys, is more or less his real sweet spot, right in his wheelhouse.
So the Pacers call timeout, their first of the game.
Well, Jose Calderon, a huge boost offensively at point guard. He's a terrific floor general, sets up his teammates nicely, takes good care of the ball, and he's a top-tier marksman. In the NBA, we call those guys lasers. He can do it off the bounce or spotting up.
Pacers trail by 3. Now here's Stuckey. He's got 5. Outside Hill. Looks for Hibbert. Gets it to him. Got a piece of it. Hill against Calderon. Hardaway. And he bangs it home with one hand.
Boy, I love it. Active hands on the steal, active feet on the fast break.
And Clark power on the dunk.
And guys, this is just too close of a game to be giving the ball up like that and then failing to get back in transition.
Now, here is George. Stuckey outside. Back to George. Just 5 to shoot. Hill drives in and fouled hard that time. No, get to the line and shoot 2. He talks, Steve, about Calderon shooting. In his career, he's led the league in both free throw percentage and three-point percentage.
I guess the trade-off is defensively. I mean, he's solid, not spectacular, but his shooting is such a problem for defenses, and especially when you pair him with good players like Dallas did a year ago. Boy, he can really play and space that floor.
The first free throw is good.
George Hill, an efficient combo guard. He was acquired by the Pacers in a draft day deal back in 2011. That was the Kawhi Leonard trade, with Leonard, of course, going to the Spurs. It's a trade that benefited both sides.
Mahinmi's checked in for Roy Hibbert. Anthony's checked in for New York. Both free throws good from Hill. And I know, Clark, that you know Hill well. George, an Indianapolis native, played collegiately at nearby IUPUI.
And Kevin, going now in his fourth season with the Pacers, exactly the kind of support starter you want as a contending team. He's rock solid, really defends his position well. It's steady. I'd like to see him be more aggressive in looking for his own offense.
Now here's Hardaway for three. Calderon.
If he can improve on what's been a shaky day for him thus far, they could stretch this lead out.
Outside Hill. Stuckey with it. Now Smith defending. Stuckey drives inside. Hill kicks to Stuckey. Hill against Calderon. And a foul on the shot. He'll go to the stripe for two. It's going to be on Jose Calderon. Well, Steve, right from the start last season, some upheaval for the New York Knicks with a front office shaking.
Yeah, surprising move when you consider that the team was coming off a 54-win season in 2013 and the team's first second-round appearance in over a decade.
First free throw is good.
And for the Knicks coaching staff last season, you think about it, guys, it had to be tough. The GM who hired you no longer with the organization, and ownership basically saying championship or bust. A lot of different pressure coming from different sources in the Knicks situation.
Shumpert is checked in for New York. Both free throws good from Hill.
And with a new front office again this season, the Zen Master, Phil Jackson at the helm, new coaching staff. We'll see if the Knicks can create a stable foundation moving forward.
Now here's Calderon. He's got 9. Pass to Shumpert. The feed to Anthony. Smith sets the pick for Anthony. Calderon with it. He's picked up by Hill.
Defense better not make a habit of giving him that shot. I mean, he doesn't miss many of them.
Now let's send it to Doris from the sideline.
Well, gentlemen, the Pacers head coach Frank Vogel has helped turn this team into a powerhouse. He's had a reputation for positivity, lifting his players up and boosting their confidence. As Paul George put it, coach has no shame in calling you out. If you don't know what you're doing, you're going to get embarrassed. No one wants that, Kevin.
We'll call you out, Doris, that's for sure. Thanks. Well, Knicks ownership guys frustrated last season that Iman Shumpert didn't participate in the Summer League. And Steve, they were hoping he'd test out for some minutes at the point guard position.
Yeah, that's right, Kevin, and we heard his name arise all season long in trade rumors.
The first one falls.
And for Shumpert, his shooting numbers were down last season. He'd shot over 40% from long range in year 2, but was down to 33% last season. That can happen sometime in the course of a career. Still good from the corners with Shumpert, but perhaps he shot too many from above the arc.
That one misses, so he goes 1 for 2.
And guys, for Shumpert, he's got to improve his finishing around the rim. With his size and athleticism, I think he could be better scoring in the paint.
Here is Watson. The pass to Miles. Lets it go with a 3. And the Pacers can't get it to go. New York's gone 0-3 from beyond the arc to start the second quarter. On the wing, Shumpert. He's guarded by Stuckey. And it's Smith penetrating. And he gets it to go.
Well, we've seen that more than a few times. An easy bucket in the lane.
Yeah, the interior defense simply has been lifeless.
Kicks to Stuckey. Shot on the way. That's good on the jump shot. Stuckey's got 7.
He had a whole lot of space to get that shot off.
Yeah, I don't think the defender did a good job there of getting over the top of the screen.
Keone passes to Smith. Inside. Out to Shumpert. Anthony down low. Skola's there. Anthony can't hit.
You know, not only is the game neck and tight, but the rebounding battle is too. Extremely close on the board.
Both teams have really put in a terrific effort down low.
Here is Watson. Outside for Miles. He nails it. We're tied up. 5 points in the game.
You know, I think when you've got somebody that open on the perimeter, a good shooter, the kickout's the only choice.
And Keone kicks to Smith.
How about that basketball, fan?
Beautiful.
Wow. Talk about putting something extra on it. That dunk was way over the top.
Close game or not, Clark, you know, he's going to finish firm when he gets the space.
Still, I mean, it's startling that he'd even try that right now.
Here is Watson following the score by New York. And the basket good. Watson's got it all tied up now for Indiana.
He got off to a slow start. It took him a little while to get into the flow of this game, but he's turned it on here in the second.
And Keone kicks to Shumpert. Into Smith. It's tipped. And foul called as he misses. He'll go to the line and shoot two.
Well, J.R. Smith is a guy who can take your breath away with his talent one moment and then exasperate you the next. Unbelievable talent, but he can be erratic offensively, especially with his shot selection.
And J.R. Smith closing in on 30 years of age. He's been fined almost $1 million over the course of his NBA career.
And, you know, playing in China, he was fined over $1 million in a single season. How do you do that? One night he ordered $3,000 worth of room service on the team dime just to see if they keep coming. Come on. I mean, what is this guy thinking about here?
Why don't you call us? We can feed him some of that food. Chris Copeland's checked in for Indiana. And that's good as he hits both of his shots.
Well, I don't really know what to call it other than maybe the shoelace incident. But remember last year, J.R. Smith got himself into trouble for untying Sean Marion's shoelaces during a free throw.
Copeland can't hit. The Knicks with the lead. A drive by Shumpert. There's a minute left in the first half of the game. And Keone kicks to Smith. He dishes it to Keone. On the wing, Shumpert launches it. Rebound by Mahinmi. Mahinmi's got his third rebound tonight. Now with J.R. Smith, it proved to blow up into a major distraction for him and the team. And while some applaud him for not taking things too seriously, he's getting flack for not being 100% mentally into the game.
Yeah, you know, the problem simply, Kevin, is that it is an accumulation of those kinds of issues with JR that lead to people thinking that he's not locked in and focused. And that really might not be the case, but it's the impression it leaves. I think he's got to be more businesslike between the lines on a regular basis.
Watson dishes to Miles. Trying to find Scola. He's got it now. Rebound by Smith. Here's Shumpert. And the Heat doesn't get to the rim. And a tight game here as we end the first half. Knicks lead by 4. And now we'll send it down to Doris Burke, who's standing by courtside.
Carmelo, some great numbers for you and great play on and off the basketball tonight. Is your strategy any different?
It's the same thing. Trying to move without the ball, play without the ball, space the court, attack when I get the ball, be aggressive and find people when they open.
Carmelo, thank you, guys. You've got to be aware wherever he is on the basketball floor.
All right, Doris, thank you, and stay with us, folks. We'll be back just after halftime to get the third quarter underway. Welcome back to the NBA on 2K Sports. More action in store as the players get ready to go. Having a nice break to get hydrated with Gatorade. And Steve and Clark and I are refreshed and ready to go here as well. Carmelo Anthony really has his fingerprints all over this one.
You know, he spoils us with his performances game in and game out. And so far, just another big scoring night for him.
Typically, when he puts up that many points in the first half, he's going to follow it up with a better second half. We'll see if that happens here.
Pacers trail by 4. Well, you wondered how things would go for the Pacers after they had a hiccup mid-season. Had to call a players-only meeting.
And did so very close to the playoffs, Kevin. This team struggled because of its youth in handling the extra scrutiny and the burden of expectations. And it took them a while to kind of figure it out. And weren't quite as good as they wanted to be during the playoffs.
Down low, West and Hibbert. George Hill out there with Rodney Stuckey. And it's George in at the 3 spot. So that's the group out there for Indiana.
And you can see how it affected the team early on in the playoffs. The Hawks took them to 7 games. They had some trouble with Washington. Definitely seemed like they had some issues to figure out. Jose Calderon signed by the Mavericks to a 4-year contract last season. Along with Monte Ellis, he helped elevate Dallas to become a top 5 team offensively.
Now here's West. Outside West. Gets to the rim for 2 with the D all over him. And Clark Calderon traded this offseason to the New York Knicks. They feel they've made an upgrade at that position.
I would venture to say they did. Raymond Felton struggled last season. Felton is a better defender than Calderon, but offensively, I don't think there's much comparison. Calderon is an excellent passer, and he's one of the best shooters in league history on the catch and off the dribble.
Here's Anthony, and it's off the back rim, no good.
That's as high percentage as it gets for him. I mean, the defense really has to be mindful of not giving him that kind of space to operate.
Outside, George looks for Hibbert, gets it to him. The shot's good on the assist by George. 8 points for Roy Hibbert.
Boy, the D has to show a little more fight on the interior than they did on that trip. They've got a battle inside.
Well, this game has been tough, Clark. I mean, they're getting after it, and I think they're starting to run a little bit low on energy, possibly.
Pacers trail by 4. Hill passes to George. West to screen on Anthony. And George kicks it to West. Pass to Hill. Some nice passing here by Indiana. The jumper, and Roy Hibbert again. Hibbert's got 10 points in the game.
You know, they've been so effective when they've been able to get the ball inside.
Some real shortcomings from this defense. I mean, they've given up 5 straight looks in the paint.
Now, here is Smith. He's got 14. Dallenberg sets a screen for Anthony. Smith, no luck. For Indiana, they've gone 4 for 4 from the field since the halftime break. Terrific start to the third quarter. Hibbert kicks to Hill. Clock at 6. For the tie, and the layup good by West. West has got 4 this quarter.
It's the 10th straight point they've given up in the paint. I guess the good news is they've taken away the outside shot.
Well, you know what? It doesn't matter how good their perimeter defense is if they're going to allow inside looks as easy as that.
New York calls timeout.
Well, with the shakeups for the Knicks, with the coaching change and even the change in the front office during last season, you absolutely expect them to take on a new direction.
Second half of play, and we're 3 minutes into the third here. West against Stoudemire. He kicks it to Calderon. And foul called as he misses. He'll go to the line and shoot two.
Checking out the game Jose Calderon is having. He has 9 points and 7 assists.
You know, he's been so good at both ends of the floor, guys, but what's impressed me the most is his offensive performance.
I don't know, Steve. I think the work he's done defensively has been pretty impressive, too.
The Knicks have knocked down 8 of 9 free throw attempts. I'd say those numbers read pretty well. That's good from Calderon.
And what was really the big shock in the East last season, the Knicks failed to make the playoffs. This from a team many expected to challenge for a spot in the conference finals. Just didn't happen.
And Calderon drops them both. And with the Knicks not making the playoffs, it came down to the tail end of the season. But Steve, he had a feeling that it wasn't going to happen for him.
Yeah, it was a big disappointment last season for the Knicks. You know, so many things went wrong with injuries and slumps, and it just never felt like they found that groove that they were looking for.
Timeout called the Pacers.
Well, to say that the Pacers did well in the East last season would be putting it mildly. They were the cream of the crop for most of the season.
Let's go quickly over to Doris Burke for an update.
Thanks, Kevin. Derek Fisher had some words for his team over that last break. He told the team he wanted their offense to run through Carmelo Anthony. When Coach addressed the guys in the huddle, his message was clear. Quote, he's who we want getting the bulk of the touches. He is who we want making our decisions. Probably a good time to make some changes with a good chunk of the second half still to go, Kevin.
All right, Doris, thanks. The Knicks have gone 2 of 4 here to start the second half. And there was a brief moment late in the season last year, Clark, where the Pacers slipped from the top spot, but they were able to get it back.
Yeah, they did, Kevin. They fought back, grabbed the #1 seed in the East, and they did earn it. I mean, 38 conference wins is a pretty impressive number.
And so it's Indiana with it, following the score by New York. Hill dishes to Hibbert. Feeds it to West. Rodney Stuckey on the wing. 5 on the clock. The shot's good on the assist by West. And that's now 9 points for Rodney Stuckey.
He had his head on the swivel and was able to pick out the pass and get the assist.
Calderon with it. 11 points in the game. Smith the pass to Anthony. D'Alembert with the screen on George. The timely screen gave him a step, and he took it all the way. 17 points for Carmelo Anthony. Pacers trail by 4. Hill kicks to Hibbert. Right block shot. And it hung on the rim, but wouldn't fall for him. An even 3-on-3 break. Anthony against Stuckey. Stoudemire dishes to D'Alembert. It's rebounded by Indiana. Hibbert's got rebound number 9 now. What an effort here tonight. They need a good offensive possession.
Yeah, they've had a number of empty ones, a long time without a basket.
They got to find something, you're right. Now, here is George. Here's West. Offensive rebound. Hibbert missing again. The Knicks leading by 4. Calderon passes to Stoudemire. Back to Calderon. The dish to D'Alembert. Passes it to Carmelo. Good on the triple. Anthony's got the lead up to 7 now for the Knicks.
You know, defensively, you cannot forget about him. They gave him a wide open look there.
Hill kicks to Hibbert. Left side West. The fadeaway, and he gets the bucket. West has got 8.
You know, he's knocking down his shots today, but it hasn't really translated to the scoreboard yet.
And here is Anthony. 20 points for him. This is to Calderon. D'Alembert with the screen on George. Off the pick. And it's Anthony with the jam.
One of the oldest plays in basketball made that dunk possible.
That's right. A terrific screen right there, Steve. Allowed him to lose his man and rock it to the rim.
Now, don't you love to see players working together in that fundamental play? Fun to watch.
Here's Hill after the made shot from Carmelo Anthony. And out of bounds as the Knicks gain possession.
Boy, did they ever make a mess out of that one. A terrible turnover.
And the Knicks making a change here. Hardaway's checked in. New York leading by 7. Calderon dishes to Anthony. Shot is off. Great D that time from Hibbert. David West, kind of an old school mold for big men guys. He's tough. Clark, you saw this. Incredibly physical. Steve with the great IQ for the game.
Yeah, kind of like the Davis brothers of those 90 Pacers teams. Dale and Antonio. Just physically dominant. He would fit right in with those guys.
And here's Calderon after Paul George getting his 3 to go. Paul George with the steal. Offside George. He feeds it to Hill. Back to George. Clock at 6. And again, it's Indiana converting.
And West, like the rest of the Pacers, is committed to the defensive end of the floor. As a matter of fact, he's much like a linebacker in football, calling signals, communicating the guys out in front of him, making sure guys are in the right spot. He guards his position and has really brought an element of toughness and professionalism to the Pacers that's rubbed off on the entire team.
Here's Hill, following the score by New York. Pass to West, off the screen, and the shot is long.
Really high-quality shot there, just a little off with his release.
That miss right there will definitely leave him shaking his head.
Hardaway, no good.
And West uses his strength well inside, boxes out every time, uses that 7'4" wingspan. Plays a lot bigger than people do.
Now, here is George. 9 points in the game so far. That's good. George has got 7 points for the quarter.
Ran his man straight into that screen to open the lane up for the hoop.
Outside Hardaway. Anthony with the screen on Stuckey. West against Calderon. Back to Hardaway. It's taken away by Stuckey. Now here's the fast break. Stuckey leading the way for the tie. And David West, the bucket on the assist from Roy Hibbert. West has got the game tied up here for the Pacers. For New York, they've gone 7 of 12 from the floor since coming out of the break. Smith, the pass to Anthony. And Calderon now, top of the key. Into Stoudemire, back to Calderon. And the call will be against George Hill. So an entirely new group in now for Indiana. Mahinmi's checked in for Hibbert. Scola comes in for West. C.J. Miles, he's checked in for Rodney Stuckey. And it's Watson in for Hill. The Knicks also changing it up. Jason Smith, he's checked in for Stoudemire. Amon Shumpert has come in for Smith. And it's Pablo Prigioni in for Jose Calderon. Hardaway kicks to Shumpert. Prigioni for 3. No good. And Indiana will come the other way. Now Watson, he has 6. They set the pick. Outside, George for the lead. That's good, and the assist goes to Watson. And it's 13 points for Paul George.
Those defenders look like they're out of gas. I mean, they're getting pushed around on the low block.
Well, their energy is lacking. They've got to start playing harder and battle down in the paint.
Prigioni, that's a 2-pointer. With nobody on him, he buries the jumper. Prigioni's got his first basket. Indiana's gotten fewer than half of their 3-pointers to go down tonight. They're 4 for 9. Watson dishes to Mahinmi. 1:52 left to play in the third. Now here is Hardaway. He's covered by Watson. Shumpert passes to Hardaway. From outside, off the mark. And Clark, they've been a little too casual with the ball out there.
Yeah, I think so. Too cool. I mean, just not forceful enough, not alert or aggressive enough. Sometimes trying to do too much with the basketball.
Yeah, sometimes you just got to make the easy pass. Somebody's open, throw it to them. When you do that multiple times, the game starts to find a flow to itself.
And so it's New York with it. The Pacers making the shot. Here's Anthony. And the layup's good off the glass. Anthony's got 13 points here in the second half alone. Here's Indiana now. 55 seconds left in the third. The feed to George. Jacks up a three. Knicks with the rebound. Hardaway has got 3 rebounds so far in the game. And Prigioni kicks to Shumpert. Anthony left side. Anthony drawing the double team. Hardaway from outside. That doesn't go either for Hardaway. Indiana's gone 1 of 2 from beyond the arc since coming out of the break. 6-second difference between shot and gameplay. Here is Watson. 8 points for him. Clock at 6. And a fast break now for New York. And the basket by Prigioni.
The defense to start and ignite that play was terrific, and I love the fact that they attacked early in the shot clock.
And now that they have the lead, they might even want to get more aggressive defensively. Really attack and try to come up with more steals.
We're at the end of the third, and we've still got a close one. It's the Knicks up by 2. And when we return, we'll get the fourth quarter rolling right here on 2K Sports. And our State Farm assist to the game replay. Great offensive play. 1 of 8 assists on the night that we've seen from Calderon.
And you got to love that play, guys, but it's been one after another for him all game long. He just has that uncanny awareness of where his teammates are on the court all the time.
The Knicks with the lead. And on the floor for New York here in the fourth. Shumpert and Melo play the wings. Smith is out there with D'Alembert. And it's Prigioni in at the 1 spot. Stolen by George. Goes up high for the two-handed dunk.
Textbook example there of how to use defense to create offense.
Yeah, beautiful transition play after the steal all the way to the basket.
Wasted no time going from defense to offense.
It feels like they're starting to pick up the intensity as the game itself starts to get a little more tight and close.
Anthony hands the 12-footer. Anthony's got 15 points in just the second half.
Well, those are key baskets. We know he can deliver down the stretch.
Watson kicks to George. Scola sets a screen for George. The pass to Scola. Back to George. Indiana moving the ball around. 6 to shoot. Ball stolen. And now the Knicks on the break. Shumpert with the ball. Paul George with the steal. We're just over a minute into this final quarter of play. Scola dishes to George. Kicks it to Watson. Over to the wing. Shot clock at 6. And it's Miles missing. The Knicks shooting at 51%. Really solid.
Well, the Argentinian, Pablo Prigioni, now 37 years of age. And I really like the way he competes defensively. Also a very good rebounder for a point guard.
And Prigioni, Clark, very selective with his shot, but he's got deep range.
Yes, he does. And, Kevin, I think he could be even more aggressive looking. He's got to be a little more shot hungry. I mean, he's over 40% from mid-range last season.
Free throw good, Prigioni.
Look at the free throw percentage. Unblemished since halftime, Clark. That's pretty nice.
I'd go farther than that, Steve.